There is no favorable condition. Or is government saying like that? So compared to Prahlad situation, our situation is quite conducive. During Prahlad time, practically there was no devotee session. Everywhere there were demons. At least we have some association here. And at least we have some freedom to practice Krishna consciousness. During Prahlad time, had no association and there was threat of life. But still we see by his own practical demonstration, by practical example, he has given hope to everybody in life for time that no matter whatever may be the situation, you can practice Krishna consciousness in any situation. And not only can practice Krishna, you can be very happy in any situation. Prahlad Maharaj was blissful, he was not miserable, and he was not just fear struck. He was very blissful. Even whole world was against him. His father was against him, and everything was against. But still, that situation also, he was very blissful and happy and enthusiastically practicing and preaching Krishna consciousness. So, Prahlad Maharaj has given us hope that yes, we can practice and preach Krishna consciousness no matter how antagonistic external situations may be. Similarly, if you reflect in Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyakashipu has given us understanding that no matter how many material things we may accomplish in life, no matter how much material success, material powers, material influence, material control we may achieve, there is no way we can be peaceful and happy in this material world. Hiranyakashipu performed greatest tapasyas which nobody had ever done. And he asked for such boons, practically became immortal. And practically he had all the mystic powers. For science and technology trying to get some mystic powers. And he had all the mystic powers. He didn't need Amazon to click and go and ask anything from anywhere. He could get anywhere, anything from any part of the world. He didn't have to go to check what is weather forecast. He could change weather. Hey, too much heat, we would say. Hey, now wind little bit, this speed of the wind. This, this much rain, this much shower. This place rain, this place no rain, Yeah. He could control the minds of people. He could make everybody follow him. And everybody was saluting him, worshipping him, respecting him. So he had all mystic powers. He had all material wealth. He had all material influence. He had practically become superhuman to all. But still, he was not satisfied. He was very miserable. In spite of all material success. Because he had not controlled his own mind. So, forgetting which can learn these things. No matter how much we achieve in this world, we can never peaceful. If our minds are not controlled, and minds can be controlled only when we engage the mind in service of Krishna, think of Krishna, meditating on Krishna. And we see how Prahlad Maharaj practically, he was 5-year-old boy, he had nothing material, but he was always peaceful, always peaceful. He had nothing material, but because he was always thinking of Krishna, always meditating on Krishna, therefore he was always blissful. So, Prahlad Maharaj is a great Mahajan, great soul. One of the 12 great personalities who understands Dharma and is teaching by his own example. Also, Narasimhadev, by appearing on this day as you all spoke that not will reciprocate with us. It's not that you're not there. The people say, where is Lord? Where is Lord? Lord said, Lord is everywhere. Yes, is where the Lord is in the pillar. Brahma said, yes, I'm not happy from the people. He told us in the why is us? So, where is Lord? Lord is everywhere. Lord is there in every atom. Lord is there in space between atom. Lord is there in heart of all humanities. So, and Lord is hearing. Lord is watching. Lord is feeling everything. So it's not that, so especially there, you can be sure that Lord is there and He's there to protect us. Lord Mother did not pray for protection, but Lord Himself came in and protected Lord. So we see in Lord Chaitanya's pastime also, when devotees were doing Harinam Sankirtan and the Kaji created trouble, Narasimha appeared to him that night. When Kaji was sleeping, he pounced on his bed, and when he woke up, he saw a very dangerous creature. He never seen such a creature, half man, half lion. And then he, with his sharp nails, hit his chest. He became so frightened. He said, I can't play disturbance to my devotees and break my bodhans. But since you have not done too much till now, I'll spare you. If you ever do again such mischief, next time I'll tear you apart. Kali was so frightened, and Narasimha left. Immediately, his heart was changed. He gave all that inimical thing. Immediately, later on, we see when Lord Chaitanya came, welcome Lord Chaitanya, and then later he passed the resolution. In my kingdom, as long as I am king and all my generations, nowhere this Harinam will be banned. Everybody can chant freely. Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare.
Sometimes lockdown के बहुत पासों से नहीं मानते ना, then by all the sweet things, loving things, we don't listen. But when nothing there appears, sometimes we can a lot of change of heart. By nothing is power. So this last Natsumagya, there are so many wonderful things. And one of the best slokas in entire Bhagavatam there in this section of Slavana, its teachings. So we see in the chapter only when Prahlad was asked by his father, Hiranyakashipu, what is the best thing you learned? Prahlad Mother said, Shavanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smarnam Padasevam Archunam Vandanam Dasyam Sakyam Atmanivedanam Yadi Pumsa Pito Vishnu Bhaktischetno Lakshana Kriyate Bhagavati Ada Tanmane Pritam Uttamam. What I understand is the best education is to engage in this ninefold process of devotion. Anybody who is engaged in this nine process of devotion is most learned. And one who is not engaged in devotion is most foolish person. So it is simply wasting his valuable moment of life. But one who is engaged in devotion is actually most learned. Vasudeva Sarvamiti, some Atma Dharma. After millions of lifetime, Bhunam Janmanam Te Jnanam. Millions of lifetime one understands that ultimately Vasudeva is everything. And purpose of life is to form the Vasudeva Sarvamiti. So it takes millions of lifetimes for a jnani to come to this ultimate reality, conclusion. And then one engages in devotion service. So if somebody is engage in devotional service, that means he has mastered all subjects. Vedecha sarvat ameved. The purpose of all knowledge is to know Krishna and engage in loving devotional service to Krishna, by which one can develop love for Krishna and love for all, understanding everyone as part and parcel of Krishna. So, Prahlad Maharaj not only practiced himself, but he also preached. Not only did he practice nine procedure devotion himself, but he and teachers visit, teachers gone out, we start speaking all his friends. Kaumaram Acharya Pragyo, Dharma Bhavatam, Durlabam, man should practice this Krishna from when? Not when we become old, but in Krishna, right on? Shri Narasimhadev Prahlad Maharaj ki jai. So one should practice Krishna since when? Not in old age, not after you get job, not after you graduate. Rather, I think you do service. And if you do everything and you doesn't do devotional service, useless waste of time. Right from childhood, this is time. Don't think that I'll practice later because mind is very powerful. If you don't practice now, 50% of life will be gone and sleeping. And then 20% of life will be gone in old age, will be invalid. And then so much, when we are young, we are so much fascinated by sense objects, by sports, by opposite sex, by money. So much time was there. How do you guys any time remaining? When you don't practice now, your life will be wasted. So Kaumara Mahajita wants to practice from life inside. Durlabha Manasundar, this human form life is very rare. And it is adruvam, it is very temporary also. This human form life is not that millions of years, just few years, maybe 50, 60, 100 years. But it's very valuable because in this human form life we can understand God. We can realize God, we can develop love for God, we can go back to God. We can achieve eternal life, full of knowledge, full of understanding. It's not possible. If we miss the human form life, we wander 8.4 million pieces of life for crores and crores of years, millions and years, and uselessly. So, this few years what we have, youthful years, childhood years are actually very important. That one, if you don't practice now, you get caught up in so much attachments that will not have time and energy for Krishna. And especially in this material world, you get caught up in so many attachments. You are attached to some revelation. Anybody who provides us self revelation, we think, oh, he's my friend. And anybody who obstructs self revelation, we think he's my enemy. And we divide whole world as friend and enemy. One is my friend, is my enemy. And then in just dividing this world as friend and enemy, our mind goes crazy. One gets caught up in diplomacy and politics. And when mind gets caught up in diplomacy and politics, one cannot think of Krishna. Whole life is real. So, Brahma is telling, my dear father, you are uselessly thinking somebody is friend, somebody is enemy. He said, actually, there is no one enemy that is cause of all our suffering. What is that? Mind which is not engaged in thinking of Krishna, in serving Krishna, meditating on Krishna, that will be engaged in thinking of sense gratification. Mind is to think something. And if you don't think of Krishna consciousness, when you think about Dhayato Vishan Pumsam, if you don't think of Krishna, when you think of sense gratification, maybe you think of, oh, how can I get a lot of money? How can I eat nicely, drink nicely? How can I enjoy with the opposite sex? Thoughts will come. So when you think, anything we start thinking, then we start developing desire to have it. I was telling the other day, nowadays in this material world, so much advertisement is there, and you are forced to think of something which you don't need, and sometimes it's harmful also. Earlier, people, if they want to do something, they had to go out of the city, to the forest, and various other places. But now, everywhere in city, in hub of cities, very prime location, people promote some application. It's so surprising to see. Like any airport you go, as soon as I land, most of the airports, as soon as I come out, I see liquor shops giving liquid. So much advertising. Now when you see and then you think about it, then what happens? Every flight you take, every airport you go, every always no, the person saying liquor, liquor, liquor. What will happen? If you see liquor all the time, then naturally you think about it. When you think about it, then naturally develops attachment, develop desire. And then someone, they come on. Then one develops obsession. That's what. Oh, I want it, and I want it now. And if you don't get it, then one becomes irritated, angry. So, and then when one drinks it, one gets irritated. One starts thinking, oh, it's so good. And this life without this. And then one gets completely bewildered after that. One may not understand also. Courage is that the drink is spoiling my health, ruining my finances, ruining my family, ruining my spiritual life, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, everything is getting destroyed. One may not understand. Bewildered. And then intelligence lost. And when intelligence lost, then falls down. Self-esteem. So somebody may think of liquor, somebody may think of woman, somebody may think of becoming great scholar or pilot, somebody may think of becoming famous, somebody may think of anything other than Krishna. That leads to great attachment, will finally leads to great self-destruction. So Prabhu says, this father understand. Don't think Vishnu is your enemy. Rather, Vishnu is your best friend. Sudham Sarvabhutana. And you are considering enemies. So, understand. Except for your uncontrolled mind, there is no enemy in this world. You have everything in this world, but because you have not controlled your mind, you are miserable. You had everything. But because you did not focus your mind on Krishna, you will always be satisfied. You will always be miserable. And Prahlad, because he was always remembering Krishna, his mind was focused on Krishna. Despite all external material impediments, he was always blissful and happy. So, essence, there are so many things in scriptures taught, but essence of all scripture is always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. Prahlad Maharaj, always remember Krishna. And Hiranyakashipu, he never tried to remember Krishna. He wanted everybody to remember him. He wanted everybody to worship him as God. So, when mind is uncontrolled, you may divide world into second. Here, verse we are reading. My dear father, please give up your demonic mentality. Do not discriminate in your heart between enemies and friends. Make your mind equipoised towards everyone. Except for uncontrolled mind, there is no enemy in this world. When one sees everyone on platform equality, one then comes to the position of worshiping God. When one gives up this mentality of discriminating between man and friend and enemy, and one sees everyone served as God, part parcel of God, then one can serve God peacefully. So we see Hiranyakashipu was so disturbed, agitated, considering Supreme Lord Vishnu as the enemy. So Vishnu best friend. So Vishnu never wanted to kill Hiranyaksha. So Hiranyaksha who attacked Varadev, and then Varadev killed Hiranyaksha. Varadev did not go to kill Hiranyaksha. Varadev just went to save the mother earth. And when he was coming out, saving mother earth, Hiranyaksha attacked. He spoke so many, insulting, humiliating words to Lord. And he attacked. And Lord in defense just attacked back and he was dead. And Hiranyaksha was thinking, hey, what is this? My brother was so innocent. And innocent brother was killed by Vishnu. I am going to kill him. And he knew science also. He said, I will perform so much tapasya. And if I die, again next birth I will continue my tapasya. And then I die, again I will continue tapasya. Till I become so powerful that I will kill Vishnu one day. So he was thinking, he knew the eternity of soul. Get great powers. But he didn't know that all powers are coming from Krishna only. If he is immortal, how can he kill Vishnu? The source of sometimes demons, they're so stupid, so foolish, they don't understand common sense. And we see Vishnu struggles so hard. And earlier he was thinking, Vishnu is my enemy. And later on he started thinking, Prahlad is my enemy. Prahlad, his own son, was most affectionate son, most wonderful son, most loving son. Rather, Prahlad was the best well-wisher of Hiranyakashipu. Everybody else was just flattering him. He was going towards hell, and everybody was also fastly pushing him towards hell. But Prahlad was one who was trying to be the most greatest well-wisher. He was one who was giving honest, genuine advice. My Papa, don't be envious of Vishnu. My Papa, don't be so disturbed. Be cool. And because you have considered this material body and everything, you are suffering terribly. Because the body is temporary and everything else, the body is temporary. And when you go that, better you become Krishna. Better you go to forest and worship Krishna and you will achieve all perfection. Better you practice 9 processes of devotional service, Shavanam, Kirtana, Vishnu, Smarana, Archana, Dasana. Instead of becoming grateful for good and bad, you are so angry. Who you are asking your teaching, what do you think you are? And he tried to kill him. He thought because he is not worshipping me, and because he is worshipping Vishnu, he is my enemy. He thought Vishnu is my enemy, and anybody who worships Vishnu, anybody who follows Vishnu, he is also my enemy. And I should kill him, even if he is maybe my son. These demonic people may love someone, but their self-realization comes at stage they are ready to kill also. Like Kamsa, he was showing so much love and affection to his sister Devaki that he became chariot driver for Devaki in Devaki's marriage, showing how much he loves Devaki. But when there was Akashvani, there was sound from celestial, there celestial voice, and eighth son of Devaki will be cause of your death. Immediately was so angry, immediately he left that reins of the chariot, caught the ears of Devaki, and he was about to kill her. So all love, everything was forgotten. The demonic people, they considered anybody who will come from the way of their son or their enemy, they want to finish them. Then they forget to use friend, who is brother, who is sister. People of know said, my father, because of this contamination in your mind, impurity in your heart, there's something terribly. You get impurity. Vishnu is not your enemy. Vishnu is your best friend. And we can have an excellent relationship with Vishnu. Because we are becoming one part of Vishnu. It's not artificial. And he's very merciful. He always affects them. And it's very easy to please Vishnu. But here in Kashmir, became so angry, upset, he wanted to kill him. After trying to kill him in so many ways, he tried all types of ways, whatever we can imagine. Trying to kill with weapons, trying to throw the on the top of mountain, trying to throw him in the snake pit, trying to put him under the ocean, trying to put him in fire. But nothing worked. So he became so fearful. He thought, I did so much tapasya to be immortal. I didn't see Allah doing any tapasya to become immortal, but it's still that he has become immortal. How is that? He asked for mind of love. How is that you have become immortal? Where are you getting your strength from? Where are you getting your power from? Allah Maharaj said, my dear father, I am getting power from same place where you are getting your powers from. Why? What are you saying? I am getting power from myself. I am source of all my power. He said, Papa, no, you are not the source of your power. Your powers are coming from Vishnu, Krishna. He said, no. Where is Vishnu? Where is your God? He said, my God is everywhere. So Hiranyakashipu was not able to see God anywhere. He was traveling all over the universe to find where is Vishnu so that I can fight and kill Vishnu. So he said that Lord entered his heart, but he was not able to see the Lord in the heart. Demons are bhairmukh. They only see externally. They cannot see in their heart. So Allah said, my dear father, God is everywhere. Then Hiranyakashipu said, is your God in this pillar? Proper words. Hiranyakashipu was very confident. So he himself had constructed the palace. He knew what is there in the pillar. He knew there is no God in it. And therefore he went in the pillar. And then Allah Maharaj looked at the pillar. Actually, was able to have beautiful darshana. And once Narasimha smiled at him. And when Narasimha smiled at him, immediately Allah Maharaj said, yes, my God is there in the pillar. And the was so angry, he said, now I'm going to finish him off. Please play pillar, let me finish. He took his gada and he ran with all speed to smash that pillar. And when he hit the pillar, from the pillar came Bhagwan. Means the beautiful verse from 7th cancer, 8th chapter. Satyam Vidham. That was
70.
7.
7, 8, 70.
Satyam Vidhatam Nijavritya Bhashitam
Satyam Vidhatum Nijabhritya Bhashitam
Vyaptim cha bhuteshu akileshu chatmana.
Vyaptim cha bhuteshu akileshu chatmanaha
Adrishyatya ati adbhuta rupam advuham.
Adhyashatya Bhutarupamaham
Tambe sabhayam namrigam namanusham.
Stambhe Sabhayam Namrigam Namanusham.
Satyam Vidhatum Nijabhritya Bhashitam. To prove that the statement of his servant Prahlad Maharaj was substantial. In other words, to prove that Supreme Lord is present everywhere, even within the pillar of an assembly hall, the Supreme Person of Godhead, Hari, exhibited a wonderful form, never before seen. The form was neither that of man nor that of a lion. Thus the Lord appeared in his wonderful form in the assembly hall. Shri Narasimha Bhagwan ki jai. Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Prahlada Lada Daine.
Praladadaine.
Hiranyakashi Purvakshaha.
Hiranyakashi Purvakshaha.
Shilatankayana Khalaye.
Silatankanakhalaye.
Ito Narsinga Parato Narsinga.
Ito Narsimha Bharato Narsimha.
Yato Yato Yami Tato Narsinga.
Yato Yato Yami Tato Narsimha.
Vair Narsinga Hridaye Narsinga.
Vair Narsimha Hridaye Narsimha.
Narasingam Madim Sharanam Prapate.
Narsimhamadin Sharanam Prapatye.
Tamakar Kamalavare Nakam Adbhuta Shringa Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubringa Vishavadmita Alavari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jagadish Hare.
Makara Kamalavare Natham Adbhuta Shringam Lalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubhringa Vishavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadish Hare Jai Jagadish Hare Jai Jagadish Hare
Jaya Narsinga Dev, Jaya Narsinga Dev, Narsinga Dev, Jaya Narsinga Dev.
Jaya Narasimhadev, Jaya Narasimhadev, Narasimhadev, Jaya Narasimhadev.
Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj.
Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj.
Sukadeva was so huge. He roared. Actually, Sukadeva frightened, and his head was almost at the sky. And when he just shook his head, his hairs, mane, drew away the clouds. His teeth were so sharp, and his eyes were so red hot, anger, and everybody was terrified. And then Hiranyakashipu attacked Narasimhadev. And Narasimhadev played with Hiranyakashipu for some time. Sometimes cat, before killing rat, plays with cat. How many have seen that? Actually played, you know. And similarly, sometimes Garuda plays with snake before killing snake. Similarly, Narasimhadev played with little bit with Hiranyakashipu. And more it was getting delayed, all devatas were becoming impatient and worried. When it became evening time, All the devotees became worried. My dear Lord, please kill him. Because they were thinking in night time, evening time, demons become more powerful. The strength increased. Before the strength increased, then when it was evening time, Lord caught hold of Hiranyakashipu and took him, lifted him, and then he took him toward the gate of the palace. And when he was carrying him toward the inside palace, Hiranyakashipu was not at all fearful. He was thinking, I have got a benediction, I will not be killed within the palace. And when Narasimha was taking him out of the palace, he was thinking, anyway, if I go out, I have got a benediction, I will not be killed outside the palace. But when he was on the door, Narasimha stopped. And then he sat there, put that Narasimha to Hiranyakashipu on the lap. And then he tore apart Hiranyakashipu. And in that way, he smashed, killed Hiranyakashipu. So Hiranyakashipu had so many benedictions that I will not be killed in the day or night. Rather than killing the insect. And benediction, I will not be killed on the ground, on water, the air. He was killed on the land. Husband, I will not be killed by humans or animals. That's neither as a human nor as an animal, half land, half man. He was transcendental. And he had condition that I will not be killed by any weapons, living or dead. He killed him with nails. Nails cannot be considered living or dead. Not dead because they grow, and they are not living because they don't have consciousness. That's in this way, keeping all the benedictions intact. That's a good one. Actually, for Narasimha, he can kill anyway. He doesn't have to follow all these benedictions. He can nullify all the benedictions. But still, Lord is very kind because Brahma is devotee here, given word, they wanted to maintain that. If Lord would have killed any other way also, there would not be any problem. Because Lord is not bound by any devata promises and benedictions. But as the exchange word of Brahma, he kept the words of Brahma. He made the words of Lord Maharaj, he made the words of Brahma. And when he killed so many demonic people, he got so disturbed, so many demons attacked Narasimha. Narasimha killed them. And when there was no one to fight, still his anger was not subsided. And he went and sat on the throne of Hiranyakashipu. And he was still angry and upset. So that time, so many devatas were wondering how to now pacify. Hiranyakashipu dead, all demons are dead. Will not be pacified. Brahma won't go in front of him. He was afraid of God's enemy. Then Brahma went and requested Lakshmi, Lakshmi, you can go and pacify him. He's your husband. Lakshmi said, I have not seen him in such angry mood any time. I can't look. Nobody was ready. Then finally, Brahma went to Radha, you go, God appeared for you, then go and pacify him. Then Prahlad went. And after that, beautiful tears and humble tears, so the enlightened tears, and all was completely satisfied. Then by seeing Quran, seeing his devotion, seeing his faith, he was completely conquered by the love of Quran. And Quran tears are amazing. And then after Lord was very happy with Quran, or ask, my dear Lord, ask any benediction that you want. Whatever you want to be ruler of entire three worlds, I will make you ruler. You want mystic powers, I'll give mystic power. You want liberation, I'll give anything, just ask. Lord said, my dear Lord, I don't want any of this material conditions because I saw what is use of all these material benedictions. My father worked so hard for millions of years to get these material benedictions, but he was finished. And no time by you. So what is the use of this material benediction? So I don't want all these material benedictions. And then he said, यदि दास्यसि मे कामान्
यदि दास्यसि मे कामान्
वरं स्वां वरदर्शवा कामानां हृदि असम्प्रोहम्
कामानां हृद्य सम्प्रोहम्
भवतस्तु हृदे वरम्.
भवतस्तु वृणे वरम्.
My dear Lord, you are the best of the givers of benediction. If you at all want to bestow a desirable benediction upon me, then I pray from your Lordship that let there not be any material desire within the whole of my heart. So, my dear Lord, please bless me. All the material desires in our heart are destroyed. Whatever tiny or big heavenly Krishna are there in my heart, let them be. The Lord Maharaj had no material desires. Still he does. Let there be no material desires. And then Lord said, please ask anything more. Then he asked for actually, he said, my dear Lord Messenger, somehow my father, because he was ignorant, he offended you so many ways. Please forgive him. Please deliver him. Just say, here his father was so inimical to Prahlad, he was always trying to kill him, he was always meditating to kill him, whole life he tortured him. But still, Prahlad had no enmity for Hiranyakshipu. And he prayed, Lord, my dear Lord, please deliver my father. That's what they said, my dear Prahlad, what are you asking to deliver father? Your father is already delivered. Anybody who becomes pure devotee of Lord, his 21 generations are delivered. Not only father, his father, his father, father. So don't worry. He is already delivered. So, please ask any benediction. So we see that Prahlad Maharaj says, my dear Lord, नैवो तुझे परदुरत्ते वैतरण्यस तद्वीर्यदाय महामग्नचित्ता सोचे ततो विमुखचेतस इंद्रियाः मायास्तुतो विमुखा. Oh my dear Lord, as far as I am concerned, I am happy. Tadvirya Amrita Mahanachitta. Because I am always remembering you, always talking about you. I am drinking nectar, Maha Amrit. And then I am drinking nectar. So as far as I am concerned, I am very happy in this world. However, I am feeling concerned, so chetato vimukha chetasindhya. I am unhappy. What is my unhappiness? When I see these materialistic people, whose minds are not in control, they are running mad after self gratification. I feel very sorry for them. They are so foolish. They want to be happy and they are running mad after self gratification. Instead of becoming your devotee, instead of remembering you, instead of serving you, they are mad after self gratification. And they are making so many elaborate plans for material self gratification. I feel very sorry for them. My dear Lord, please bless me that I can bring every one of them to your lotus feet and make everybody happy. So this is Prahlad Maharaj prayer. Prahlad Maharaj was not concerned about himself, he was concerned about others. He was concerned for his father, he was concerned about everybody, every one of us. And he's praying to Lord that everyone will be delivered. So we see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Mila, Kundat. So then Lord Chaitanya asks, anybody if you want. So he said, my dear Lord, I see so many people, those are turning their face away from you. They're suffering terribly and they're going to hell. Please deliver all of them and send them back to God. And in place of them, I can take all their karma and I can suffer for them. So Lord Chaitanya was so touched that here the person is not worried about his own happiness. He's ready to suffer himself for making everybody happy. So Vaishnava is the Paradukha. He cannot tolerate others suffering. He wants to see everybody happy. Therefore, we see great devotees, followers of Srila Prahlad Maharaj. They also have that mood. And especially we see our founder Acharya Ratna, that mood of Prahlad Maharaj. He was happy chanting in Vrindavan, but still he gave up his own happiness out of compassion for people and traveled across the globe, traveled Jalbuta 35 days after that. No money, he was being bowling, New York, and threat for his life. He is not worried for himself. He was just thinking how to give this message of God. He was sacrificing his night sleep every day, was writing articles, writing books, so that he can enlighten us. So he was struggling so hard. Why? Because he could not tolerate seeing people suffering because of ignorance, because of turning away from God. So this is our parampara. That parampara of Paradukha. Participants told Shri Prabhupada, please take this message of Lord Chaitanya and spread it in English language in Western world. This will do good to you, good to whole world. And said, Mr. Prabhupada, and we want to show your gratitude. Share this Krishna consciousness with us. Lord Maharaj, he was so compassionate, even to your English for everyone. For him, there was no unhappiness, only unhappiness was to see. All people who are controlled by your mind and senses, their suffering, wanted them. Krishna consciousness. We can also pray to Lord Maharaj. We can also observe Krishna consciousness, and also share this with Krishna consciousness. We can also pray that we don't get distracted by anything material. If there not be material, there is Nadanam, Mariam, Nasundam, Kavitam Bhajam, Dharmami, Dharmami, we're not anchored by anything material, but we just anchored for learning devotional service to Buddha's Gita. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare Hare.
Shri Narasimhadev Bhagwan ki
Jai.
Shri Bala Maharaj ki
Jai.
Hare Om.
Hare Hare Bol.
Evening. That's
So,
Shri wants
Prabhu, you were saying when Narasimhadev appeared, he first smiled at Prahlad Maharaj before he started fighting with Hiranyakashipu.
when Krishna asked Prahlad, is your Lord in pillar? He looked at the pillar. And Acharya said, I was able to get back to island. Immediately said, yes, it's there.
So, Prabhu, we can see one theme in the Lord's pastimes. No? When he comes, descends to kill some demon, before he starts fighting with the demon, he gives assurance to his devotees. Like even in Varadev's pastime, I think it's mentioned. We can notice this. Because Hiranyaksha had moved the earth out of its orbit and living entities were so disturbed. As soon as Varadev appeared, he gave an assurance to the Devtas and other living entities who were terribly disturbed. He reassuringly looked at them. I think he put the earth back in its orbit and then he started fighting. Something like
The Lord has nothing to give and take with demons. Lord doesn't come to kill demons. His energies are sufficient. By mere desire, demons can. He doesn't have to come for killing demons. He comes to give pleasure to devotees. And when he comes at side job, he may do some other things also, like killing demons. Business is to enjoy and pleasure. Appeared just to give pleasure to devotees. Prahlad said he is there, so he. Otherwise, he doesn't have to come to steal demon or proof demon. Demon are insignificant, no matter how big demon is insignificant. In front of Lord, in front of Lord, there are this Lord said, my sufficient to take care of all things. All comes just naturally. All loving and glorify it. Once it's closed, it's they combine with them, a lot of services. There will also there's a lot of great here and the advanced kind of cloud tabletry. Great for protection of the body, great protection of protection of peoples. That's what there is a lot of protection. So especially proper establishments in their temples out. Temples can one time some temple in America. Some neighbor came in this and they threw some bomb. There was sport. They reported to proper and also said okay. And that's it's then you are chanting. Namaste, namaste. So you see, when in Mayapur there was some disturbances, then that's when they want to install. And then taking care of that, no disturbance. There. Whenever we travel, then we chant some prayers. There. So that's one day. A lot of protection. And he helps devotee. Whatever obstacles are there in developing loving interaction to divine to Radha and Krishna. They remove that. So, okay. Obstacles are there. Yeah, pure devotee. And service. Devotional is giving free from Krishna. Hare Krishna. That's paper one.
One of the things that's shows that's very angry, based on our